Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have three great leaders, all in the title, all in this article. Lukashenko of Belarus, Olaf Scholz of Germany, and Emmanuel Macron of France. So let's see how can we put them together in one sentence here. This article comes from Republic World and it's from August 26, 2022. Belarus Lukashenko calls Emmanuel Macron and Olaf Scholz kids who know nothing. I don't know if they really know nothing. I think they know something. I know Scholz knows nothing, but Manuel knows things. I will not put them in the same boat. But let's see how Mr. Lukashenko sees the matter. And I'm quoting, Scholz is a kid who does not understand anything in politics, which is true, I think, and does not want to understand, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko told reporters. I think I agree with that statement. Scholz is a kid who does not understand anything in politics and does not want to understand. Well, I don't know if he understands anything. He understands certain things. Even kids understand certain things. So, taking a dig at Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz and French President Emmanuel Macron, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko called the world leaders, quote, kids who do not understand politics, end quote. Lukashenko's comments came as a response to Scholz reportedly claiming that Russian President Vladimir Putin had, in a telephonic conversation with him, refused to recognize the independence of Belarus and Ukraine. And I'm quoting, Scholz is a kid who does not understand anything in politics and does not want to understand. Such conversations between the two heads of state are absolutely closed, end quote. Lukashenko said, and I'm quoting, you can talk about the conversation and make it public only with the consent of the person on the other end of the wire. He had to agree with Putin, ask him, hey, I want it, and so on, the Belarusian president added. So you can talk about the conversation. You can talk about a conversation and make it public only with the consent of the person on the other end of the wire. That's basic diplomacy. He had to agree with Putin, ask him, here I want it, and so on, the Belarusian president added. Talking about his friend, now it's Macron's turn to be taken to task. Talking about his French counterpart, Macron, informing journalists about his conversation with Putin, Lukashenko said that the French president is a small fry. Small fry. I mean, you have to give it to this guy. All right, he's a small fry. And I'm quoting, he's a kid, you understand? Small fry. It's impossible. It doesn't happen like that, the Belarusian president said. And he's right. He's right. He's a kid, you understand? Small fry. It's impossible. It doesn't happen like that, end quote. Notably, the last telephonic conversation between Russian President Vladimir Putin and France's Emmanuel Macron took place on Friday, August 19. During the conversation, Putin and Macron reportedly discussed the situation around Ukraine and highlighted the importance of sending an International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA mission to the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Lukashenko also criticized the committing military aid worth $3 billion for Ukraine and claimed that Washington has made the announcement, and I'm quoting, to ensure that Ukrainians continue to die. I agree with that too. I think that providing more, but you can say, yeah, but that's to defend their country. That's true. You defend your country, you die. That's a very noble way of dying, in serving your I don't know, your duty, your heart, your love for your nation, which is nationalism, isn't it? And but on the other hand, you can think about these things. Could these things could have been avoided? Could all this BS been avoided? And I'm inclined to provide the answer as yes. Could have been avoided. And it seems like it was channeled to this from before 2014, when they overthrew the legitimate, democratically elected government of Lukashenko, or whatever his name is, I think. And not Lukashenko, it was, I can't remember, I think Yanukovych, I can't remember his name, the president that was ousted through the intervention of the Western, services. And Yanukovych, there you have it, Yanukovych. He was democratically elected by the whole entire Ukraine, and then he was toppled by some, by definition, could be called traitors if you are on the job of foreign agencies and you overthrow a government, legitimate government, that did not show any tyrannical tendencies, or anything that I can remember being tyrannical, or like these guys banning opposition parties, banning television stations in other languages. Where are the rights of minorities? And you talk about cultural genocide done by the Russians in the territories where mainly are Russians. I'm talking about Luhansk, Donetsk, Donbass, Crimea, all those. They're majority Russians over there. So it doesn't mean that you have to exterminate those people. That's obviously not the case. But it's just that things that you do more, or even more, how should I put it? They're bad. You do them worse than the other side, and then you point fingers at the other side. So these things could have been avoided, unfortunately. And Lukashenko, for whatever he is, dictator or whatever he is, I'm talking about the Belarusian president, he's not an idiot. He's not an idiot. And you don't have to be an idiot and be an evil person. Not evil person, but you have, tyrannical traits of character. We all have them. And believe me, if we're allowed to express those, we will probably all be tyrants. And it's not me saying that because I just woke up last night thinking about it. It's just, or this morning actually, is because it's human nature. And if you don't have that, you have it somewhere within you. And when you are allowed to express that, and once you open the little appetite, it's going to increase. I mean, look at, it's not, as I said, you can look at anthropology, you can look at psychology, you can look at philosophy. They all point to this conclusion. So I'm not saying that we should be, tyrants and so on, but it has to be a balance. It have to be checks and balances, which are losing here because are losing the checks and balances here because you have the same people of the same direction moving into the same ideology, and then I have to check on you, you have to check on me, and we're buddies. Really? Let's be tyrants together, basically. Okay. Nice to meet you. Let's do it. That's how it really works nowadays. So yeah, the institutions are there, but the people who are over there are buddies, and they go to the same direction. Why should we give back the power when we can hold it with various legal means? Scare tactic, and diseases, wars, threats, atomic disasters, global warming, environment, and you stay there forever because you are the best. And it's a way. So Lukashenko sees these guys, as I said. Macron, I don't think he's an idiot. He's a politician. He's a good one. He's intelligent. He's diplomatic. I think he's tough. He's good. Scholz, if I give, let's say, Macron a 9 or 8, because I would give, let's say, Lavrov, I would give him a 10. Let's put it this way. I would give Macron an 8. Then I would give, what's his name, in diplomatic terms, I would knowledge. I would give Scholz a 2, and I would give Lukashenko, I don't know, a 4. That's because he uses force, not much, other things. 4, 3, 4. Above Scholz, that's for sure. I'm not going to go to Liz Truss, which again, she's a 1 or something, and I'm going to go with, I will go to a German foreign minister. I would give her Baerbock, or whatever her name is, again, a 1 or 2, inexperienced and undiplomatic, and really a kid. Thank you very much for being with me again today. These are personal assessments, and we can all have them, and we could be right or wrong. But based on my assessment, this is what I give these guys based on their behavior, their statements, their moves. So it's not me just, as I said, woke up and say, oh, I think I don't like her, I don't like him, I like him. And Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.